One is once again clouded in uncertainty. And this time, it's not about car performance or championship rivalry, but a matter of words. The reigning three-time world champion finds himself at odds with the FIA after being caught in the crossfire of a new crackdown on swearing. Verstappen's response has sparked speculation that he might walk away from the sport entirely, a claim Ralf Schumacher, former F1 driver and six-time Grand Prix winner, finds plausible. Yeah, in a move to reshape the image of Formula One, FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem has pushed for a stricter stance on fruity language from drivers, stating that we have to differentiate between our sport and rap music. As the new regulation took effect, Verstappen found himself as the first driver targeted for punishment after a colorful choice of words during a pre-race press conference ahead of the Singapore Grand Prix. The sanction: Verstappen was ordered to carry out some work of public interest. The Dutchman's response was unmistakably defiant. Not only did he keep his answers brief in subsequent FIA press conferences, but he also opted to conduct his own media sessions outside the official forum, visibly distancing himself from the FIA's authority. Verstappen's stance was reinforced by former rival Lewis Hamilton, who even encouraged him to ignore the sanction. Ralf Schumacher has not shied away from weighing in on the escalating tensions between Verstappen and the FIA. Speaking to Sky Germany, Schumacher expressed his belief that Verstappen could very well decide to leave the sport if this row continues to escalate. "I trust Max to stop if this escalates because he is simply independent," Schumacher stated confidently. "He has enough money. He has often spoken about the fact that he won't be in Formula One forever. So I wouldn't rule it out." Schumacher's comment cuts to the core of Verstappen's motivations. His passion for racing, yes, but also his desire to be himself without bureaucratic hurdles. Yeah, Verstappen himself has echoed this sentiment, hinting strongly at the possibility of ending his F1 journey sooner rather than later. "Oh, for sure," Verstappen said when asked if the FIA's disciplinary measures could influence his future in the sport. "When you can't be yourself, or you have to deal with these kinds of silly things, it's really tiring, you know." The Dutchman elaborated, reflecting on the point in his career he finds himself in. "I think now I'm at the stage of my career where you don't want to be dealing with this all the time. Of course, it's great to have success and win races, but once you have accomplished all that, winning championships and races, you also just want to have a good time." Verstappen's frustration is palpable, and Schumacher believes that the FIA would do well to heed these warnings. "If you have to deal with all these kinds of silly things, for me, that is not a way of continuing in the sport, that's for sure," Verstappen concluded. It is no secret that Verstappen's straightforward nature and refusal to conform have often rubbed officials the wrong way. His recent conduct during media obligations, keeping answers short, and holding press meetings independently appears to be a direct response to the perceived micromanagement by the FIA. Ralf Schumacher sees a potential path forward, but it's a precarious one. According to him, if Verstappen maintains his stubbornness, the clash could reach a breaking point. "You hear that Max feels he's been treated unfairly," said Schumacher. "We all know it. You get stubborn and say, 'No, I won't accept that.' But I don't think he has a chance at the end of the day." Schumacher also cast doubt on FIA President Ben Sulayem's willingness or ability to back down. "On the other hand, I wouldn't trust Ben Sulayem to be clever enough to reverse the decision and declare it a warning," Schumacher remarked, clearly suggesting that Verstappen might have to comply, albeit grudgingly. But Schumacher's advice for Verstappen wasn't simply resignation. Instead, he suggested making the best of the situation. "If I were Max, I'd make a virtue of necessity and choose my favorite project and maybe help children or a cause by supporting it. Then I think the cow will be off the ice," he concluded, using a German idiom suggesting that the problem could then be resolved. All of this drama unfolds while Verstappen continues to dominate the Formula One season. With 6 rounds remaining in the 2024 campaign, Verstappen leads the Drivers' Championship by 52 points over the relentless Lando Norris, with his sights set firmly on securing a 4th consecutive world title. Despite his commanding lead on track, it's the off-track battles that could dictate whether Verstappen remains in the sport beyond his current achievements. Meanwhile, Max Verstappen has made it clear to Red Bull that if circumstances change, he will go elsewhere amid persistent rumors linking him with a dramatic move to Mercedes for the F1 2026 season. These rumors have been fueled by the uncertainty surrounding his long-term commitment, even as he continues to deliver on the track. Despite holding a contract with Red Bull until the end of the 2028 season, Verstappen's future has remained a topic of speculation throughout the F1 2024 season. The whispers of a potential departure have grown louder, spurred by Red Bull's diminishing performance and tensions between team principal Christian Horner and Verstappen's father, Jos. Mercedes has expressed interest in Verstappen, with team boss Toto Wolff openly admitting that he would love to have the reigning three-time world champion as part of their roster. Adding fuel to the fire, Lewis Hamilton's shocking decision to join Ferrari opened up a seat at Mercedes, which they filled by promoting rising star Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Speaking to the media during the Dutch Grand Prix, Horner confirmed that Verstappen's contract runs through 2028, but conceded that every contract has a performance element in it. He expressed confidence that Verstappen would stay with Red Bull as long as they deliver and provide a competitive car. But in 2024, things haven't been smooth sailing for the Milton Keynes-based team. After the most dominant season in F1 history in 2023, winning every race but one, Red Bull has faced a difficult stretch, failing to secure a victory in the last 8 races. This dry spell is their longest since the 2020 season, leaving Verstappen without the reliability and pace he had become accustomed to. Verstappen, however, remains publicly calm. When asked about his future with the team, he emphasized that he was quite relaxed about his next career steps. He made it clear that while he currently isn't planning to leave Red Bull, he wouldn't hesitate if the right opportunity arose. "For me, it's very simple," Verstappen said. "I like what I do, and as long as I enjoy it, I will stay here and continue driving in F1. If I want to go elsewhere, I will go elsewhere. But at the moment, it is not in my head." When pressed on whether his contract contained a clause that could allow him to leave Red Bull before 2028, Verstappen responded evasively, saying, "Maybe yes, maybe no." He added, "I don't think about that at the moment, because there are so many things this year that I want to try to understand and do better for the years to come." Verstappen also reiterated his belief that his next career move would be his last step in F1. He has repeatedly hinted that he plans to retire young, potentially exploring other avenues of motorsport. However, he has not ruled out the possibility of extending his stay at Red Bull beyond 2028, noting that everything is pending at the moment. "For my part, I think I've already been with this team for a long time," Verstappen explained. "Clearly, people always want to win. Everyone in the paddock wants to win, so you can easily shift from one side to the other over the years. But I don't want my F1 career to be like that. I don't want to be part of 4 or 5 teams. I want to build a long, stable, and nice relationship with everybody in the team and feel at home. Changing teams often is not nice for me. It's also something I don't want to do at this stage of my career." Amid ongoing speculation, Verstappen's stance on his future appears carefully calculated. He maintains that his next move, if there's one, will be his last. Yet, he also leaves the door open for a potential renewal with Red Bull, depending on how the team evolves in the coming years. Red Bull, meanwhile, seems to be preparing for all possibilities. In an interview with Sky F1 in Singapore, Horner hinted at his interest in George Russell, noting that Red Bull would be foolish to overlook him as an option for F1 2026. This comes as questions continue to swirl around the futures of both Verstappen and his teammate, Sergio Perez. Recent reports from Germany have added another layer of intrigue, claiming that Verstappen's father, Jos, has a gentleman's agreement with Toto